So to celebrate Harley-Davidson's 150th anniversary, the motor company launched a complete custom revolution. They launched 8 new Softail models. What they did was they merged the Dyna with the Softail. Only 4 of the Softails we got to ride in Spain, out of which only 3 are coming to India. So we rode the Breakout, we rode the Heritage Softail, we rode the Fat Bob and the Street Bob. The Breakout will not be coming to India. What is coming to India is the Heritage, the Fat Bob, and the Street Bob. So basically what they've done is they've changed the bikes completely. Harley-Davidson is now catching up with technology and all that kind of stuff. They were lagging behind, sales were dropping, but the brand has always been so strong, obviously. So they had a huge marketing campaign. They brought us here, we rode the bikes, and so far I think what they're going to be doing now, so what they've done basically pretty much is they've made all the bikes brand new from the ground up. It's got a brand new design, it's got new chassis, new suspension, but more importantly, all the Softail bikes now come with the Milwaukee 8 engine. There is the 107 and the 114 Milwaukee 8. For India, we will only be getting the 107 engine. So the Heritage, the Fat Bob and the Street Bob all get the 107 Milwaukee engine now. So, overall the bikes have been really, really good. Harley-Davidson has obviously focused a lot on handling the bikes, hence all the models get a monoshock suspension. They've got a better lean angle. It's a huge improvement over the older bikes. They're even lighter now by the range. It ranges from 30 pounds to 40 pounds. They said that means around 15 to 20 kilos difference in the weight. It's lower. So starting with the Heritage Classic, the design cues, obviously they evoked the blacktop styling from the vintage 1950s, but it's updated with the modern edge. It's got a detachable windscreen. It's got new rigid lockable sealed water resistant saddlebags. It's got a taller suspension with increased passenger and cargo payload. It's 17 kilos lighter than the previous model. And it also gets the optional 114 engine, but that will not be in India obviously. And it's got cruise control and ABS. So we rode the Heritage yesterday and I was really impressed. I mean, when I sat on the bike, it felt so much lighter. I know 17 kilos is not all that much, but it does feel a lot lighter. The handling is definitely improved a lot. The monoshock and the front suspension really, it feels a lot smoother on the road as well. So overall, it was really good. The seat position is obviously very nice. It's got the floorboard, so your feet feel comfortable on it and all that. So it's not like it's uncomfortable at all. It's more of a touring bike, obviously, because it's got the setup for that. But I wouldn't really think or suggest anything, yet, because obviously the acid test for this bike will be when it comes to India, because riding in these beautiful mountain roads of Spain is a lot different than riding the bike in India. But overall, the experience of the Heritage was simply amazing. I loved it. It was really nice. Moving on to the Fat Bob. Now, the Fat Bob actually was the highlight of the trip, obviously. The Fat Bob, the whole design, it's very outlandish, but I really love it. It looks fantastic. The square headlight looks really good. By the way, all the bikes now come with LEDs, which is pretty good. But the square headlight on the Fat Bob really stands out, and it looks really nice. The exhaust also looks really good. The way it comes up, and it looks it's almost like a VMAX. It's very nice. The riding position is super. But what really, really impressed me is the way the Fat Bob handles. It is super nice. It can be either a cruising bike or it can be an all-route, almost like a sports bike, because the way you're positioned on the bike, with your feet fairly in front and your hands low, it's a very aggressive position for a cruiser, and I really loved it. It's light as well. It really, we were on some amazing twisty roads here in outside Barcelona in the mountains, and it was really phenomenal. I mean, it's got a 212 upswept performance exhaust, which is super. It's got the largest aggressively treaded tires from the motor company, 150 millimeters in the front, 180 millimeters in the back. It's got dual disc front brakes. It's got a 13.2 liter fuel tank. It's 15 kilos lighter than the previous model, and it's got inverted 43 millimeter cartridge style front forks. And the whole setup really blew me away. I would definitely, if I had the cash on me, I would buy that bike right now. It was absolutely mind blowing. The next bike was the Street Bob, which we rode. I just finished riding the Street Bob right now. And the Street Bob, even the Street Bob blew me away. I couldn't believe I was riding a Harley-Davidson. The bike is extremely light. It's super. It's only 7 kilos lighter than the previous model, but It's got a much better lean angle, and you can attack corners like anything. It's just unbelievable. The whole riding experience was just really good on the Street Bob. It's a bare bones go anywhere bike pretty much. It's got pretty much a very simple design. It's got black spoke wheels with the chopped fenders. It's got a nice 13.2 liter fuel tank, which is good enough to take you anywhere if you're cruising long distance. So yeah, I mean, the entire range is really good. Obviously, what really stands out the most though is the new Milwaukee 8 engine. It's rigid mounted onto the bike. All the bikes get a new chassis as well. So the overall feel, the comfort levels are really like something else. That's something I've never really experienced in a Harley-Davidson. A lot of naysayers of Harley bikes would definitely, if they ride these bikes, would be totally blown away. The Milwaukee engine obviously is super. The way it's so smooth. The torque is just, you know, all the way from the low revs to the mid range. It's really good. I mean, I was in the twisties earlier with the Fat Bob and the Street Bob, and I was maybe in fourth gear going around 40 kilometers an hour and way below 2,000 RPM, and the torque just kicks in whenever you want it. It's really good. The overall build quality of the bikes have also improved a lot. So yeah, Harley-Davidson is moving in the right direction for sure. They've done a really good job. When the bikes get launched in India, obviously we'll have to ride them in India to see exactly how much better they are to ride in India. So the main highlights would obviously be the new chassis, the new design. They're lighter, they've got a better lean angle. They're liquid cooled also now, obviously because the Milwaukee 8 is liquid cooled, so there's no heat coming out from the bikes. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see till we get the bikes in India, and then we can probably give you a better idea of what they'll be like. But in the meantime, you can obviously, so make sure you grab a copy of autoX and check out the full review, and also make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Peace, guys.